What is up, God Gamers? Today's video, I just want to make my intentions known, my plans for Set 9, my goals, kind of talk about a little bit what's been going on with me this past year in this channel, and maybe some other stuff. I'll try to keep it brief. I can be pretty long-winded when I do these type of videos, just coming off the dome. And you guys have seen the thumbnail, so let's just talk about that. When thinking about my return to TFT and making goals, I've thought about a lot of things. I thought about, my ranked goals. Maybe just make my rank goal climb back to Challenger, because I haven't played competitively, or I haven't played seriously in a year. I haven't played seriously since Set 7, and I haven't played competitively since Set 6. Like, actually tried to compete in tournaments and qualify and that sort of thing. That's the last time I've competed in a tournament. So when making these goals, first I thought, let's just make the goal to climb back to Challenger. But that was lame. Isn't that lame? I've done that several times, and who cares? The next goal I was thinking is, let's do 1,000 LP. I've actually never climbed 1,000 LP. I've always kind of hung out at low Challenger. I've more been focused on making guides, just focusing on making better content, that sort of thing. And, I've been top 100. Like, when I usually climb pretty well early season, after the first week or so. And I've been like top 100, top 50 before when being in Challenger. But I've never actually crossed the 1,000 LP. My highest LP ever is like 980. It was one game off, but we didn't hit. And I was like, that one's kind of a little lame too. So why don't we just shoot a little higher? And then I thought about top 10, aiming for top 10. I've never been top 10 ever. I've been top 10 maybe after the first 2 games of the set, something silly like that, but never actually been top 10. Highest rank I've ever been is top 50. And then I thought, if we're going for top 10, why not just go all the way, baby? Why not just go for the top spot? Now, you might think I'm delusional. I might be delusional. I might be washed. I don't know. But as the saying goes, shoot for the stars, and you just might hit the moon. So, hey, we're going for top 1, and we don't hit top 1, but we hit top 10, or we hit 1,000 LP, or we just hit Challenger. I'll be happy with that, because along the way, I'll be making amazing guides for you guys and making a bunch of videos and just really trying to make a big splash this year in the TFT scene. But, we're going for it. We are going for it. But if I don't hit, I'll still be happy. So why not just make a big goal like this, and we'll see what happens. Along the lines with that, I want to compete this year. I'd really like to play in tournaments. The last time I played in a tournament was Set 6. And the last time I performed well in a tournament was Set 4, when I was actually a Grandmaster player. So I'd like to perform better in tournaments. I'd like to qualify. But as I said, I could be washed, guys. I could just barely climb up to Challenger or hang out in GM. Who knows, guys? I haven't played for a year. And I think TFT is going to be a lot more competitive this year. I think a lot more people are looking to compete with seeing Riot's investment, stuff like that going in. I think a lot more people are going to be playing TFT, but I got something that I didn't used to have. When I used to compete, when I used to grind, I now have acquired a new skill, a new trait, if you will. At the age of 27, I have found confidence again. I've found my confidence. And this will kind of, I guess we're segueing into what's been going on this past year. I feel, before we talk about what's going on last year, I feel I've always had this, I've never truly been confident. I have in the past, but since you guys have seen me on TFT, and if you guys have been following me for a little bit, I've never been confident during that time. During that time, I would say I have fake confidence, meaning that I logically can see myself for who I am. I could logically see it. I could logically go, I'm actually good at this game. I am smart about the game. I am equal value to other people. I can grind up. I can be as good as Robin. I can be as good as Sojo. I can be as good as these players. I logically can think that. But there's just something inside of me that would not allow me to believe it. As much as I would tell myself, I just couldn't believe it. I would have to have fake confidence. And that fake confidence allowed me to climb to Challenger. That fake confidence allowed me to make videos and be comfortable in front of the camera. But if I'm just being real, even when I was playing TFT before and making guides and streaming, I was terrified of turning my stream on. The more support I would get, the more scared I would get. The more successful I would get, the more scared I would get about my success. I was literally terrified of being successful in things. Just the pressure of that and the anxiety that comes with it, the imposter syndrome, all that stuff. And over this past year, I took a break from TFT for several reasons. The biggest reason, honestly, is about the confidence thing. But the second biggest reason is honestly, the game just felt a little bit stale. Just got stale over time. The game got pretty solved. And set 9 has thrown a huge wrench into everything and really freshened up the game. And that's what got me really excited to come back. But the biggest thing is I had to work on myself. And I know that's a little cliche to say, but this past year I had to go try some new things. I had to play the field. I had to go and just work on myself. You may have noticed I've packed on about like 10, maybe 15 pounds of muscle in this past year because I've just been, I've gone hard on the self-improvement. I've watched every Andrew Huberman video, man. I've watched everything. There was like a month period, I think it was February. There was like a month period where I was working out every day, walking 20,000 steps a day. I was doing cold showers, doing hot baths at night, doing everything, meditating twice a day, doing NSDR. I was like doing everything I could because I've always felt the biggest thing that's always held me back in any venture I've wanted to do in my life is my mental health, is my ability to just not feel anxious and not feel scared of the future. And I'm happy to report I am no longer scared of the future. I feel very confident about the future, despite whatever it may hold. I might not be successful at what I do, and that's okay. I'm fine with that now. In the past, the way I felt is I would literally value myself less than anybody else. I would value myself less than a random chatter coming into my stream and saying that like my build isn't good and that like this build is better, despite me knowing that chatter is probably gold. And I have tested this build over hundreds of games even. Like it might be like a one-trick build that I play. And just a random chatter coming in would be enough, saying something bad about my build would be enough for me to constantly sit there and second guess myself. And so that's why I feel comfortable, we're going like making a big splash this year, trying to do something big. Because now whenever I play the game and now whenever I just do anything in life, I don't feel the need to second guess myself constantly. Whenever I feel confident about something and someone says contrary to that, I think to myself, well, I feel confident about this, and I'm willing to change my opinion, but I don't value myself less than everyone else. And that's truly what was the core of my problem is I valued every other person's opinion, and I valued every single other person higher than myself, even if I wasn't even conscious of it. And that's what's changed for me. Now it's a work in progress. I still feel anxiety every day when I wake up, right before I turn on my stream, right before I film a video. I still feel pretty anxious about it, but that anxious is over time, that anxiety has felt a little bit more like excitement. Anxiety and excitement are the same side or different sides of the same coin, right? And I've started to feel that excitement. So that's what's been going on this past year. I needed to work on myself. I needed to take a break from TFT. And during that time, I needed to make some money. So that's why I did all those shorts. I made a couple $1,000s off of that just to pay my bills. That was great. And kind of see where it would go. I wanted to play the field and try out a bunch of different content. Make videos for other games like Diablo. Make some variety content. Do that sort of thing. And during that time, I had a little bit of fun with that, and it was good to try other things and good to get perspective because making videos for other games and for other spaces compared to making videos for TFT is absolute hell. It is shit. TFT is the best community that exists in the world, and I feel like I'm home again making TFT videos. And it sucks that I nuked my TFT audience. I was getting thousands of views every video I'd upload when I do TFT. Just VODs would get thousands of views. And now, I'm lucky to get a few hundred views on a guide, which is pretty unusual for me. But that's fine. That's fine, guys, because we are going to build this shit back up. I know what I'm doing. Just trust me when I say I know what I'm doing. And another superpower that I have is I don't know anybody who works harder than me except for my parents in real life. In real life, I don't know a single person who works harder than I do. And I can feel confident in saying that, except for my parents. My parents are the only people I know who work harder. And that's an edge that I also have in this scene specifically, but just in general. I work my fucking ass off. And that's always been something that's held me back a little bit too, because I work a little too hard and burn myself out. But I've gotten a little bit better at managing that and knowing when I need to take breaks. I'm not great at it. Last night I worked a little bit too hard, a little bit late into the night, and that was not good. But I'm finding my balance and I'm finding my way through that. So last thing I want to say is what's going to be the content on this channel in the future. So right now, while the beginning of the set, and while we're really trying to grind for rank and we're really trying to do a lot of stuff, make a big splash, it's going to be 100% pure TFT content on this channel. I know I've done a lot of variety. I know some of you guys have said you enjoy the variety, but it's going to be pure guides, VODs, commentary on stuff going on in the scene, that sort of thing. That's what we'll be doing on this channel for now. But I do want to keep dipping into variety, like doing some, like react videos to like big news that's going on in the gaming space and that sort of thing. I do want to do that in the future and on this channel and continue to do that. That is part of my long-term strategy of my channel. And I do enjoy making those videos. It's just, I got to have laser focus on TFT if I want to try to make a big splash and I want to also still make these guides. It's just too much for me to handle to have to worry about making variety videos and that sort of thing. But once kind of like the hype dies down a little bit with TFT, maybe we're grinding and maybe, yeah, we'll jump back into it. It's definitely part of my plan. And the last thing I want to say about going for rank 1, I am not racing to rank 1. Let me be very clear. I am not racing. I should have said this earlier in the video because a lot of you probably dipped out by now. I am not going to be racing. I don't believe in doing that. I don't do anything that I think is going to be bad for my health. I don't do that. I'm not going to be playing 16 hours a day the first 2 weeks of the set. That ain't happening. I am the tortoise. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm going for rank 1 at some point in the set. So if we're having trouble in the early parts of the set, I'm not going to let that get me down. We're going to slow and steady. We're going to grind. And the tools that I have at my disposal is I'm disciplined and I work hard. And maybe we'll be able to make the rank 1 dream happen. Maybe not, but hopefully we'll be able to hit one of our goals. And if not, again, I'll just be making a lot of educational videos for you guys, a lot of VODs. So if I can't make it to the top, make it all the way to the top, at least I'll make it the challenger at some point if I can't make it all the way to the top. And I'll help you guys get up there with me. But anyways, that's it for the video. I appreciate you guys. And hey, if you don't follow me on Twitch, you better. I'm really trying to grow my Twitch, guys. I'm trying to make a big splash this year. So I love TFT and I love all of you guys. Thanks for watching this video. And I hope you'll stick around for the journey to the top, baby. Let's get it.